I had so much to learn to become the healer that I am today. So I became a mother with 2 little boys, and this man, he was the dictator of my childhood. And it's interesting that I journeyed 10,000 miles from Chile to California, and I did not escape what I had not healed. I did not escape what I had not learned. So I ended up living in a very oppressive home, and after 10 years, I didn't know who I was any longer. I have a special memory that just spoke to me how lost I was. I was trying to buy tomatoes at a supermarket, and there were 5 kinds of tomatoes: Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, Rocky tomatoes, and all I could hear was his voice and what he would like. Perhaps this will be great for pizza. Maybe those will be great for a salsa. But I could not find my own voice and what I wanted. So after half an hour of being paralyzed, I walked out of the supermarket and I stood in the parking lot just astonished at how lost I was, not knowing where my strength had gone. I had even a world record. I snowboarded the highest volcano in the world, 23,000 feet. And here I am defeated by the simple task of trying to buy tomatoes. So that's when I said I had to try what I have not tried, which is to create my life on my own and try to provide for my children, because that was the fear. I didn't know how to provide. I felt like it was too much responsibility. And because I have left my home early and I never, I just went from being provided from my father to my husband, and that was the big fear. On my own, it was easy, but with 2 little children, I was very scared. So I actually even thought of taking my own life, but of course I didn't, because I didn't want to leave those 2 little ones alone. And that's exactly when I prayed from the depths of my being that something will help me, I came across the shamanic path. And the shamanic path brought my soul back. It was not that easy, but eventually it brought my soul back. And with that, it brought my strength, my passion, the trusting in myself again, etc. And it was not easy. There was a lot of work to do, a lot of looking into my own shadow, looking into my own woundings and shortcomings. But I sticked with the process, and eventually I recovered my strength, my joy, my wisdom, and I became free, and I could create a safe and positive home for my children. And I created a home in Chile where I connected with the shamans of southern Chile from the Mapuche tradition. And they're called machis. And for the most part, they are women, because the Lord said that men abuse their power. And I learned from them for many years. And I remember one specific moment in which I just got it. I got the power of the feminine. And this was one time when I was working through all my fears and my emotions. And this one machi started praying with her knife, because they call lightning, they call the power of the heavens with their big German knives. They buy the best knives they can find in the market, usually German. So they just clap the knives against and create spark, and with that they are calling on the heavens. And they also actually play a drum that is very specific because it's enclosed, and inside the drum is their medicine, and not just that, but their voice. So they scream their name inside that drum, and then when they play it, it's like the extension of their soul, of their power, of their belly. And the machis play this drum as like the extension of their of their power, of their belly, and the extension of their voice. They expand their voice with their drum. And when they play it, they play like they're riding a horse. And they ride that horse faster and faster until the horse takes off and is flying through the heavens. And when they get really high to the place where they meet Great Spirit, which to them it has an ancient masculine face, an ancient feminine face, a young feminine face, and a young masculine face. So it's a four-faced god or goddess. And when they meet Spirit, they bring the messages down. So they gallop from the heavens down with the messages. So I met these magnificent women. And one time when I was going through a hard time, one of them played the drum for me. Then she played hit her knives to call in the strength of heaven. And of course, she also calling Pachamama, Mother Earth, actually in the Mapuche language, Mapudungun. And then she put her two knives over my forehead, touching my nose and with the sharp edges touching my nose over my eyes like this. And with that gesture, she also pushed my head against her belly because she was standing right behind while I was sitting. And in that moment, it's like I lived through a moment of infinity in which I felt her belly, and behind her, this lineage of women, all these bellies from ancient times and from future times, all holding her and all holding me. And this was one of the most healing moments of my entire life,